Sindhura, start.
Hari Om. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Swami Chinmayanandaji. My pranams to Swami Tejomayanandaji and Swamini Kashikananda Amma. A warm welcome to all seekers who have gathered here today. I'm sure all of us have heard Amma's talks on several occasions. Now it is a privilege indeed that Amma is here today with us, giving a pravachan on Advaita in Kabir's Doha. As our tradition, we begin today's program by invoking the grace of Lord with a rendering by Bhargava and Anaga.
Hari Om, Mama.
Hari Om, Mama.
Today we are singing a Kirtana by Muthuswami Dikshitar, Mahaganapati. Mahaganapati Shri Mahaganapati Shri Mahaganapati Manasa Smarami Mahaganapati Manasa Smarami Vasishta Vamadevadi Vandita Mahaganapati Mahadevasutam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Mahakoti Prakasham Shantam Mahakoti Prakasham Shantam Mahakavyanam Adipriyam Mahakavyanatakaadipriyam Mahakavyanatakaadipriyam Moshikavahana Modakapriyam Mahakavyanatakaadipriyam Moshikavahana Modakapriyam Mahaganapatim Shri Mahaganapatim.
Thank you, Bhargav and Anagha, for the melodious and wonderful rendering. I now request Arjun to speak about Swamini Kashikananda for today.
Hari Om. Pranams to Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda Ji and today's speaker, Pujya Swamini Kashikananda Amma. It is my privilege to have gotten the opportunity to introduce Pujya Swamini Amma to this august audience. Swamini Kashikananda Amma joined the Mumbai Chinmaya Sandeepani Sadhanalaya in the year 1998 under the guidance of Pujya Guruji Swami Tejomayananda Ji and Swami Chidananda Ji. She completed her 2 years of Vedanta course. She has been conducting Gita Gyana Yajnas and Satsangs from the year 2000 and spreading the timeless message of Vedanta. This practice has been continued to reach out to spiritual seekers in a most effective and relevant way. Amma's spiritual discourses are in lucid language, making it easy for the seekers to understand and adopt in everyday life. She has served various Chinmaya mission centers, which include Bangalore, Mandya, Tumkur, and Shivamoga. Swamini Amma's subjects of interest include Narada Bhakti Sutra, Ramacharita Manasa, among others. She has also conducted several programs on Doordarshan Chandana. Her talks through the channel on Kabir's Doha was appreciated widely. Hari Om.
Thank you, Arjun, for the wonderful introduction. Moving on to the main event, Amma will now deliver the pravachan. Based on the availability of time, we will have question and answer session at the end of the talk. I request you to post your questions over the chat box. Over to you, Amma.
Hari Om. Thank you. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om. Voice is audible?
Yes,
Voice
sir.
is audible?
It is.
Yes.
Okay. In 19th century, during the First World War, Indian soldiers were singing and dancing during their free time. This made the British people, British press people, to wonder how in this tension time they are so relaxed and enjoying. So they wanted to know the source of that songs. They landed up in India and they found out that it is Kabir Das Ji's songs. So that is how the highest translation of Hindi literature from Hindi to English is the Kabir Das Ji's. Though there are number of writers are there, but Kabir Das Ji is exemplary. Is different. So during 15th and 16th century was a dreadful period for Hindus. Mughal rulers were so cruel and they were forcibly converting Hindus to Islam. So poor Hindus did not know what to do. So they were looking for someone who can guide them. But as usual, as Gurudev would say, priest class, the higher class of Hindus, they were never helped. And because of terror or fear, they had to convert, but they don't want. So that time was so confusing. They didn't know what to do. During that time only, there were number of saints born in from north to south in India. As Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srajamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkratam. That way, Bhagavan has taken many saints avatars. So, as Kapil Das also says, there is no difference between saint and Bhagavan, Santa and Bhagavanta. So, Bhagavanta, Lord only comes in the form of saint because they don't have their own prarabdha or anything. They just born to do the Lord's work. So we can make out that during that time, the Tulsi Das Ji, Rai Das Ji was Guru Bhai for Kabir Das Ji. Kabir Das Ji's Guru Ramananda was a Guru for Rai Das also. And Mirabai, Guru Nanak in Maharashtra, Tukharam, Nivritti Jnanadev, Tukharam, Muktabai, and Sakubai. And in Andhra Pradesh, Bhadrachalam Ramdas, in Karnataka, Kanakadasa, Purandradasa. That means whole lot of saints. They came to guide people. During that time, it was most needed time. People means they wanted some guidance or advice, know how to live the dharmic way of life. Kabir Das Ji was born in 15th century. We don't know who his parents are. In Kashi, there were two weaver couple, Muslim weaver couple. They did not have children. So they were praying to God to give child. And once they were walking by the Ganges river, they heard a child's voice. And when they go and see, it was a baby, small baby, newborn baby in a wooden box. It was floating. And for their wonder, it was not even crying, it was chanting Ram, 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 like that. Even in Tulsidas' stories also, it is said that when the child was born, it did not cry, it was telling Ram, Ram. So Ram, Ram, it was telling, but they saw a child and there's nobody there. So they brought the child and they brought up. So from childhood, Kabir Das Ji used to chant Ram Nam continuously. It was chanting Ramnam. It was not given any diksha or anything by itself. So he would go to trance, chanting Ramnam. He would go to trance. That condition which many yogis would do many years of tapas and they will get the chance and that experience that he would get naturally, that samadhi sthiti. So that is how he was growing up. because he was brought up by Muslim parents and he was chanting Ram Nam. Muslim children did not like their boy telling Ram Nam, so they did not come and play with him. At the same time, Hindus also did not like, because why this Muslim boy is chanting our name, our Lord's name. That is how he grew up alone. That is how he got more time to do sadhana, means more time to do japa. So he was happy. But as the time would say, when he was around 10 years old, he lost his father, and he had to work for the family. Mother would forcibly ask him to sit in that weaving machine and to ask him to weave, and he will do for some time, and he will. For others, it looked like he's going to sleep. It is not sleep. He was going to trance. So machine would work automatically, according to the story. They say like that. So that cloth they weaved was woven by Lord and the devotee. That is how they believe. So he grew up, and once he was going to a city walking, then he came near one Hindu ashram, and there that guru was telling to the students in the ashram Gurukula, guru's necessity for a person to get moksha. They need a guru. Without the guru, life is no waste. Life is a waste. So then he thought, yes, I don't have a guru. I have to find a guru. Then I thought, why can't he be a guru? He was Swami Ramananda. Swami Ramananda was a great person, and he thought he is my guru. And he went to ask him to take me as a disciple. But how can he take? He's a Muslim, and these Hindu people won't like. So he said, no, I can't. Then what happened? But he decided. Kabir was decided. Ramananda is my guru. I have to. He has to take me as a disciple. So he was waiting outside the ashram. Nobody allowed him to enter the ashram. Then he came to know that early morning Guru will go to Ganges to take bath. Uh, so early morning, no, Brahma Muhurta, it was not a little dark and there was not bright light at all. So when Guru goes he lie down on his way, Guru's way. While coming back, by mistake, Guru has stepped his foot on Kabir's head. Then he says, whenever he does it, they say Ram, 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 like that. Then he said, oh, now Guru has accepted me as his Shishya, and then he goes and he started telling all in the his city that Ramananda is my guru, Ramananda is my guru. Then both Muslims and Hindus got angry. They came in a group and started shouting outside the ashram, um, how can you take our Muslim boy as your Shishya? Then Hindus asked, why, how can you do that without our permission? And he said, no, I did not do anything. I did not take him as Shishya. Then Kabir was as a culprit, he was standing in the middle. Then I did not take you. Then he said, no, you have taken me as Shishya. Why you are lying now? No, you have taken. Then Guru got angry and he throws his sandals on him. Then Kabir Das catches it and says, oh, now you are blessed me. Now I am your Shishya, like that. So there is a fight between both the groups, and they started beating each other, and Kabir also, they pushed him and he fell down, and Guru closed his ashram door. He went inside. Then Kabir, so he fell down on a rock and his head had an injury and it was bleeding. When Guru went inside and he saw that his Ishtadevata Rama's idol, and the bleeding was there in the head. Then he realized that this person is not an ordinary person. Rama has given me this sign that. Then he brings him in and gives him treatment, whatever has to be taken. Then he says, okay. But others were not happy, but still he was going and he was listening to the pravachans and all. That is how he got his guru. So Kabir Das ji has written, he has not written, he is not illiterate. Only he is singing many number of dohas on Guru only. So one place he says, Guru Govind to, one doha was very off quoted, Guru Govind dono kade kaake laghu pai, बलिहारी गुरु आपके गोविंद दियो बताए. If a guru and Govinda comes together in front of you, whom do you prostrate first? Then the answer is Balihari Guru Apaki. I have surrendered myself to the Guru's feet. Now I am not there to prostrate again to Govinda, because he has shown me the way to Govinda. So, but again he says Guru Govinda to ek hai, baki sab akar. Guru and Govinda, they are not two. Apat jai hari baje tab pave didar. Then Guru Kabir Das ji gives more importance to eliminating the ego. Wherever is sar dije, you give up your ego, then only you will get Guru or Prema or anything. So here also he says, Guru Govinda to ek hai, duja sab akar. Only the forms are different. That's all. They are both are one and the same. Apatajay, you give up your ego, then you will know what is the truth. So, and he was fond of satsangs. All the time he used to do satsang. So these saints are, they say, living Upanishads. Guruji once said, when he was first posted to Lucknow, he went to, after his course, immediately after his course, he went to meet one Mahatma. Then that Mahatma asked this, it seems, have you learnt everything? Upanishad and all? Yes, we have learnt everything. Upanishad we have learnt, means great. Now we go and read the biography of the saints. So they are living Upanishads. Whatever said in the Upanishads, they are living it. So when you read that, you will understand how to live the Upanishads. In that way, Guruji always, like in praise of Gurudev, Guruji says in one shloka, Tirtva swayam tu bhava sagara mashritamscha santarayantam ati karunikam prapanthe. I'm surrendering to that person who has crossed Tirtha Swayam. He has crossed over the samsara, and they will help others to cross. Some tarayanti, satarati tarayati. They will help to cross others also. So they are so compassionate. Karunikam prapadye. So this way, all these saints, whoever I have named, and there are many, many saints, we don't know the names. Some are popular, some we don't know. Even now also there may be saints, but we don't know. To know, one saint says, to know saint, you shall become saint. Otherwise, you will not. We will always find the fault in the anyone, not even in the saint also. In the same way, Kabir Das ji also, they were people, they were troubling him so much, more than learning from him, more than helping from him. They were troubling or disturbing, and it was. And during that time, he spoke in a simple local language. So he was serving with his guru, and at the last moment of his death, that his guru's death, he calls and says to Kabira, now you start your own. You go out from the ashram, because in the ashram nobody will allow him to stay also. Once the guru goes, they will not allow. So he says, this is my order. And afterwards, he did not had an ashram or anything. No, he was a poor person. He was weaving at the moment of his last breath. Also, he was working, it seems. So he goes and outside, and wherever people gather in numbers, then he will go and sing. That is how he started. Like Kabira kade chaurahe pe, पूछे सबकी खैर, ना काहू से दोस्ती, ना काहू से बैर. Kabira is standing at the place of the in the city where the people meet together, no, that time. So he will ask everyone, how are you? How are you? Everybody is okay, like that. And no, na kahu se dostati, na kahu se vair. He doesn't have any friendship also, no hatred also, that type. So it was simple language. And one more thing, his speciality was he was very blunt in his words. He does not need not have to. He doesn't like hypocrisy. So whatever he feels, this is the truth, he will tell. He will not bother. Like he says, कांकर पत्थर जोड़ के मस्जिद लय चुनाए ताप पर चढ़ी मुल्ला भांग दे बहरा हुआ खुदाई. They will make the mosque and climbing on the top of that, and they scream as though Lord is a deaf. He cannot hear. Behra hua khudai. And it is not that he is only criticizing Muslim. He is criticizing Hindu also. The without knowing, they are following like Without wearing clothes, if you are getting God, that means animal doesn't wear clothes. Or shaving your head, if you get the moksha, then sheep is shaven every year. Like that. It is not making fun. He is wanted to make the people understand to come to the point. Without knowing the point, there is no use. In some Veda parties are there, some this are there, and nobody knows the truth. That is what always he says. Nobody knows the truth. And simple things also he a simple guidance for the life also he gave. At the same time, his knowledge about the truth was very profound, and at the same time very simple. He will sing, Ram kaho Rahman kaho, kan kaho Mahadev re, पारसनाथ कहो को ब्रह्मा, सकल ब्रह्म स्वयमेव रे. Ram kaho, Rahman kaho, whatever name you call. You can call him Rama or Rahima or Kana, Krishna or Mahadeva or Parasnath. Whichever cult you belong to, whichever god you like, you can call. But Sakala Brahma, everything is that pure consciousness, that is Brahma only, and that Brahma is you, Tattvamasi. That's all. So, in simple word, he says, but people who know only they can understand, but they will simply listen maybe. Even I was listening in the beginning, some dohas I did not understand only. But again and again, after listening, oh, this is the meaning. So such a simple way he's telling. Because of his simplicity, he becomes popular. Always we like simplicity, but we want to show off. In life also. We like simple people. Like I like Guruji Tejumaj very much because he's very simple. We don't, when we meet him, we don't feel that he is a head of that Chinmaya mission worldwide. When I met him first, I was wondering how come this person is head of the institution, but he is so simple. That is the first thing, is special quality, that simplicity. The same way, Kabir Das ji's songs very simple, so that ordinary people can understand. That is how it is still now also. Even now also, all the pravachans going on here, I mean, it may be Ramcharitamanas or any other pravachans. If we know what is Kabira's teaching, then we'll understand, hey, this is Kabira, but they will not refer Kabira. Generally, he puts his name at the end, Suno Bhai Sadho. Kehta Kabira Suno Bhai Sadho. Suno Bhai Sadho is his signature for every songs. Or Kehe Kabira. So he is addressing people as sadhu. Sadhu means sadhak, who is a spiritual seeker. He is addressing as sadhu. In other way, in other place, he says, काशी काबा एक है राम रहीम, मैदा एक पकवान बहुत कहे कबीरा जी. Kashi Kabha ek hai. That is Makha and Kashi and everything is the same. एक है राम रहीम. Ram and Rahim are one. जैसे मैदा एक पकवान बहुत. With one maida, they are making variety of sweets. In the same way, God is one, and there are many names and forms only. You try to know the truth. Or in other place, he says, Bajan Ved Kahavat Nana Ek tu Mriti ka Roop re, तैसे खंड कल्पनारोपित आप अखंड रूप रे. Bhajan means mud pots. There are many things made up of mud. There may be small pot, big pot, or some other idol, like many things are there. But everything is the only mud. Before the form also it was mud. When it is the form, it was mud. And after it breaks down, it is a mud. As Gurudev very jokingly says, Madeva Satyam, Madeva Satyam, Mrittika. So, Ek Mrittika Rupare, one mud only in different forms. Like that, this difference, I say, Khand Kalpana Aropit. All these forms and are all superimposed. Kalpana Aropit. Aap Akhanda Swarupari. You are that pure consciousness, Akhanda Swarupari. So, you know, in that way, he will simply sing in this way in different places. In other way place, he says, देखता था मैं निगाहों में हर जा तुझको, उन्हीं ही में निहाता मुझे मालूम न था. देखता था मैं निगाहों में हर जा तुझको, उन्हीं में निहाता मुझे मालूम न था. So suddenly what does he say? I was looking at in different places searching for you, but I did not know you were behind that. You उन्हीं में निहाता मुझे मालूम न था. I did not know that because of you I can see. Like Upanishad says, no, shrotrasya shrotram manaso mano yat vacho havasha chakshusha chakshu atimuchchadiraha. One who sees that ear of the ear, eye of the eye, and eye, what is that? Pranasya pranaha. How this all organs are working, because of that truth, because of that it is working. In that way, one who knows that pretyasmalokan amrita bhavanti. Kenopanishad is said in the second mantra only. Guru directly says, Keno keneshitam preshitam mana, for that question direct. That's all. You know how your organs are working. So you to do contemplation, this much is enough. No, to do contemplation, I am not this body, mind, or intellect, or this. I am behind that truth that is illumining this mind. That truth, because of that, I can see, I can walk. Even now, we are listening and hearing because of that truth. Once your attention goes to that, it is easy to go to trance, like meditation. Very simple. So in that way, sometimes he makes fun of people also. Like he says, "Pani mein meen piyasi, mohe sun sun aave hasi re. Pani mein meen piyasi, jal tal sagar पूर रहा है, जल तल सागर पूर रहा है, भटकत फिरे उदासी रे. आत्म ज्ञान बिना नर भटके, कोई मथुरा कोई काशी रे. पानी में मीन पियासी, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, सहज मिले अविनाशी रे. So he will become sahaja. Naturally, he will get, don't, what, most of the time we make the things very complicated and we try to solve it and we found. Not necessary, you be as you are. Even Ramana Maharshi says also same thing. Sahaja sthiti, you be as normal, sahaja. You will get him because he is not the complicated. We only make him complicated. Like here is, pani me meen piyasi, mohe sun sun aave hasi re. The fish in the water is searching for water. So it is thirsty and it is searching for water. Where is water? Where is water? But it is said that fish cannot see water, it seems. It sees only other fishes. The same way, we see other people only. That pure consciousness is pervaded all over and we cannot see. Only Jnani saints, they can see only that. They don't see the name and form, they see only the consciousness, that Chaitanya. That in that way, same way he says, Jalatal Sagar Pura Raha hai. Water is flooded everywhere, there is water. Bhatkat fire udasi re. But these people, we are in him, we are him, and we are searching for him. So bhatkat fire udasi re. People are doing what, so much tapas, and they're going to Tirtha Kshetra. He will koi mathura, koi kashi re. Atmajnana bina. See, this is a punching line. Atmajnana bina nar bhatke, koi mathura, koi kashi re. Without knowing who you are searching for him, because you and him not two, they are one, but you are searching, he is there in you. So we'll say Kashi. Kashi is Shiva state. It is maybe true that formless, nameless come to the form and lived with us to try to show us the path, right? So we are attached to that outside only. So ಕಾಶಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಥುರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುವ ಆಯ್ತು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು, ಚಾರ್ಧಾಮ್ ಯಾತ್ರಾ ವಿ ಫಿನಿಶ್ಡ್. ನಾವು ಮಾನಸ್ ಸರೋವರ is pending. I have to go to Manas Sarovar. Then Manas Sarovar parikrama I do. In superficial, if we say, we think that he is making fun of us. He is not making fun of. He is trying to bring our attention to the source, to the this thing, truth. But if you don't, that is how many pandits were against him in Kashi. once one Pandit was sitting by the side of the Ganges and he was telling the glory of Ganges. If you bathe in the Ganges, you will purified, all your papas will go, all that thing. That time Kabir Das was going by that side, then he goes and brings water in his vessel and he is asking the Brahman to accept it. And hey, no, 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 you have touched it. So it has become impure. So if my touching it becomes impure, how can it make you pure? See, point to be thought like in that way. So Atmajnana Bina Narubatake, Koi Mathura, Koi Kashi Re. So you don't know who you are. You just try to understand. You try to understand who you are. Then you need not have to go all the way here and there searching for him. People say, all Tirtha Yatra I'm doing, all or doing tapas. I'm doing this Ekadashi or many vrata, and it is necessary to get our mind purified. But unless we know what is the truth, there is no use. Um, how many years people do japa? How many years they do vrata? But do they realize what is that? For what you are doing? What is that? No, we don't know. Then what is the use? That is the purpose of his telling. Kehta Kabira suno bhai sadho, sahaj mile avinashi de. In Bhagavad Gita or in Ramacharitamanasa, even when they say who is the greatest devotee, they say the simplicity only. Who is living a simple way of life, who has surrendered everything to him and living with his barosa, like that. So these people also trying to say the same thing, but people don't understand this subtle truth. Maybe that is how they bring that devotion. So there is God, this form, all that things, and so simple people at least they can understand. Another way time where he says, Kasturi Kundali बसे मृग ढूंढे वन माही ऐसे घट घट में राम है दुनिया देखे नाही. For this body is always is ghata. Ghata means pot. So kasturi kundal base, that kasturi, the smell is there, no? That is there in its navel. It seems that animal's navel, that kasturi is there, but it doesn't know where it is, and it is searching all over the forest. Very nice smell. From where it is coming? It is coming from its navel only. In the same way, Bhagwan is there inside us, and we are searching here and there. Where is Bhagwan? Where is Bhagwan? Bhagwan, Bhagwan to aapka andar hai. Aap hai. Though you have to realize that. In other, recently I heard one song like Yagat bhitar baag bagicha tahi mein sirjan hara ढूंढे अंधियारा ढूंढे अंधियारा. That Bhagwan, that creation is there inside our body. Gata ya ghat bhitar bhag bagicha, in naulak taras, saat samudra, everything he says, everything is there inside. So we or hira moti, the happiness is there inside. Now it is not from anywhere inside, but without knowing, we are dhunde andhiyar, outside world. We go and search whether it is here, whether it is there, isn't it? Actually, real happiness, joy, what you are getting, that is only when you are. A simple example is sleep. In the sleep, you don't need anything, and you all is that your mind is at rest. It is not going out. It is just taking relaxed and rest. That time you get the real joy and the energy, everything. You get recharged after when you get the sleep. So that is the big problem, and we don't get the sleep. That is a big problem. So we don't know the value of it, and we think that if we sleep in AC room or very nice bed or this and that, so many things we are spending all our money to earn that, and we do that. But in the process, we lost the main purpose, the site, main purpose why we are doing. So everything is inside, and you try to get in. Brahmaji also on his talks, he says, no, get in, ಒಳಗೆ ಬಾ, ಹೊರಗೆ ಅಂತದ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲ. Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagwan says same thing, right? All this knowledge, whatever is there, that is the waste. Moghasha, Mogha Karmana, Mogha Jnana Vichetasa. In 9th chapter, he says. In the same direction, here Kabir Das ji says one Doha. Doha means in 2 lines. Kabir Das ji has written dohas and poems and granthavali. Many varieties are there. Because he is just whatever he feels, he just says. Sometimes some variations will be there, but not poetic or like that. Just whatever comes his mind, he just sings. There he says, "Jo ve ek ko janiya, to janiya sab jaan." It's very interesting. See, "Jo ve ek ko janiya, to janiya sab jaan. Ek jo ve ek na janiya, sab hi jaan ajaan. Kabira ek na janiya, bahu janiya kya hoy. Ek te sab hot hai, sab te ek na hoy." To understand this, we have to think. So, one jo ve ek ko janiya, one who knows that one truth, then he knows everything. If you don't understand one, then how much ever you know, that is the waste. No use, because ekate sab hot hai. With that one truth, one infinite, every finite things come. But how much ever infinite things you add, that infinite will not come. With the adding how much finite, you will not become the infinite. That is the thing. Ekate sab hot hai, sabte ek na hoy. The same thing has been asked in Mundaka Upanishad, first question. The Shishya comes to the Guru and asks, Kasminno bhagav vijnate sarvamidam vijnatam bhavati syat. So I heard this first talk. Upanishad was Mundaka Upanishad. And Mundaka Upanishad, this first question they asked, no? I said, yes, I want to know this. By knowing this, you will know everything. That time we had different idea, but still. So only slowly opens up. What is that? You have to know what is, by knowing which you will know everything on that. So same thing has been said in 2 lines, 4 lines. Yes, you know. So see, without knowing this truth, if you have how much ever worldly knowledge, that is incomplete only. That's what just now I said. Moghasha, Mogha Karmana. Because with all that knowledge and degrees and everything, whether they are happy, no, they are not happy. They will not. In Guruji says, whether that knowledge will make you fearless. No, that knowledge will not make you fearless. That knowledge will not make you happy. So we think that pleasure is happiness. The pleasures and happiness is the two different things. And we think all this comforts and luxuries will make us happy. That make some what pleasure it can give, but not the happiness. Happiness is different. So when you know who you are or what is this truth, then only you will understand what is the happiness. Otherwise, happiness is your nature. Then ultimately you understand that is your nature. You are happiness. But we are searching for outside, whether it is outside here and there, or we are trying to improve our lifestyle, so many things. In the process of that, we lose everything. So moghasha, mogha karmana, mogha jnana vichetasaha. The same way, but if you don't understand, it is no use. So try to understand. So Sadguru Charana Jaake Baba Janam Marana Kuch par kar le. Then he pleads with the people. Uttama Narajanma Paya Iska Hit Kachu kar le. You have got this precious human birth. So make use of it. Go to a guru. He will guide you and he will help you to cross. But no, we think that this is the happiness. That is how. And in another place, simple 2 lines, how he says the truth. See, jal mein kumbh mein jal mein, bahar bhitar pani, foota kumbh jal jal hi saman, yehi tat katyo jnani. There is a pot in the water, and pot inside, water is inside the pot and outside the pot, in the pond. So water inside the pot says I am different and the outside is different. But once the pot is broken, then outside and inside there is no difference. In Atma Bodha, Shankaracharya gives like an example of a wall, space and the hall. They construct a hall and they say inside and outside. Once the hall is broken, there is no inside and outside. the space cannot be broken. In the same way, that pure consciousness, there inside the body and outside the body and everywhere, as long as the body is there, we think I am different, she is different, he is different, and different names and forms. But once the body is dropped, then there is no me and you. There is only one consciousness. That is what he's saying. Yeah, and very simply he says, Futa kumbhu jal jal hi saman ehi tat katyo jnani. Jnani sir said only this much, no? Jal mein kumbhu hai, kumbhu mein jal hai. In that consciousness, all these bodies are there. And once the body drops, the only that pure consciousness is there. So you try to understand that. You try to understand that. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also in many places says, you know this knowledge. Yajnatva mokshase ashubhat. Yajnatva munayaha param siddhim ito gataha. Why, by knowing it, the munais or jnanis or yogis who have tried, they have crossed over this samsara. So don't get attached to this body. This is not you. Kaya nahi teri. This is not you. It has come. It's a pani khera bhutpura, like bubbles in the water. There are many forms, but once that will come for a moment and it will drop like that. On this body come for some time. So don't go get attached to that. Once you know this, then you will not get attached to the body. It's difficult, but still, for that, again and again, we have to sing Kabira songs, Kabira bhajans, and these dohas. It will. You think you are this body, and you will make so much for this body, and you take care and everything. But once anything is not in your hand, how much you take care of this also, it will sometimes just drops, not in your hands. So that which goes out of your, which is not in your control, why you are trying to hold on to it? That is the purpose. So you try to understand who you are. Or about Bhagwan, Bhagwan says, this is like Bhagwan's words. Moko kaha dhoonde re bande, main to tere paas mein. Why you are searching for me everywhere? Na tirat mein, na murat mein. I am not there in Tirtha Kshetra, or I am not there in the idol. I am not there in doing Ekanta Nivas. I am doing tapas, Ekanta, Ekagrate, and all that you do. I am not in that. Na mandir mein, na masjid mein, na kabhe kailas mein. So whoever listens to this in the beginning, they will wonder what is this Kabir Das is saying. But he is saying the ultimate truth. That truth which is not there in the temple or in Tirtha Kshetra, मैं तो तेरे पास में, I am there in you. ना मैं जप में, ना मैं तप में. I am not in the japa or tapa or vrata upvas में. If you do vrata or upvas, it is good for the health also, but still you will not get unless you know why you are doing that. Whatever we are doing, whether going to Tirtha Yatra or the Ekanta or Japa or whatever, that is only purification of the mind. That's all, nothing else. What is blocking us from knowing that we are that? That is our mental mental impurities. So whatever we are doing, that is for the purification of the mind. Now Guruji's talk is going on in CMT, that Manashodhanam, or whatever japa, tapa, na mai jap mein, na mai tap mein, na mai vrata upvas mein, na mai kiya kar mein rahata, na hi yoga sannyas mein. By taking sannyasa, you will not get. Or by doing all this, you will not get. Na prana mein, na pind mein, na brahmand akash mein. So then where is he? Khoj hai to turat mili ho, ek pal hi ki talash mein. This is the punching line actually. If you really want to know, or you really want to find out, it's a moment. एक पल ही तलाश में, वो कहे कबीरा सुनो भाई साधु, मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में. Or we can say सांस सांस में he says, every breath he is, because of that because of them, because of him. If we say God is a man or a human like being, then you can say him. Then where is he? He is in every breath. Or here he says, "Ek pal hi ki talash mein." If you are searching sincerely, then you will get him. Where? In your every breath. How you are breathing, how you are, see, simple, how your body is working. If you just concentrate and contemplate on that, every organ, what, how it is working. तो पल पल की, एक पल की तलाश में मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में. I am in that faith. If you go to mandir, okay, mandir mein, he is not only in the mandir and or in the murat idol, he is there in also. He is there in the mandir also, but not only. Always we have to remember, he is not only in the mandir, he is in mandir, okay. As long as we are not able to see him everywhere, then we have to do vrata, upas, everything. Once we get that vision, once we get the vision of this saints like this, who can see that consciousness, that truth, that Lord, whatever we can say, in everyone, then we need not have to do all these things. Until then, we have to do. खोज है तो तुरंत मिली हो, एक पल ही की तलाश में, मैं रहता हूँ हर सांस की सांस में. In every breath, I am there. You just think how this breathing going on, how this heart is working, all organs, liver, kidney or pancreas, whatever, all body, you just need not have to go anywhere else. You just sit and you think how this, all the organs are, and there is a cooperation also. One by one, every organ helps to another organ, and how it, how we eat the food, how it, 15th chapter he says, no, ham vaishwanaro bhutva prani nam deham ashritah pranapana samayukta pachamyannam chaturudam. Your digestive fire, that is him. All the other organs are working because of him. Or in 4th chapter he says, no, brahmarpanam brahmahavi, same thing. All, everything is Brahman only. That meaning of that shloka, when we chant before eating, if you realize before eating, oh, this is also Brahman. Or whoever eating is also Brahman, and where it goes is also Brahman, and afterwards it becomes Brahman. So with that Brahman, these 5 elements have come. That 5 elements only this body has become, and that 5 elements only the food has become. That 5 elements mix with the 5 elements, and ultimately when you go to the source, it is Brahman only. So that is why Moko kaha doonde re bande. Why you are searching for me here and there? I am there in you, in every breath, in every. Only thing is that मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में. I have, you have to have that faith that this is him, or because of him this body is working. Or otherwise, if you say in other place he says, ना मैं धर्मी, ना मैं अधर्मी, ना मैं जति ना कामी हो. I am not dharmi, means one who is living the life of religious life, dharmi, and adharmi. I am not that, doing adharma, not that. That means he is telling that I am not that body. Na mai jati na kami ho, na mai कहता, na mai sunta, na mai sevak swami ho. I am not saying or I am not listening that I am not this sense organs. I am not that sense organs. I am that who is illumining this sense organ. I am not the sevak. I am not the servant. I am not the swami. I am na my banda, na my mukta. I am not. I am in bondage. We say we want mukti. So I am not both of that. I am not banda, na mukta, na rangi, na mirat. I am not other than. Best line is this. ना हम नरक लोक को जो जाते, ना हम स्वर्ग सिधारे हो. I am not going to Naraka or I am not going to Swarga because of that my karma. सब ही कर्म हमारा किया, हम कर्मन से न्यारे हो. All this karma done by me, but I'm not that. I am other than that. So see how simply he says, सब ही कर्म हमारा किया, हम कर्मन से न्यारे हो, ना मैं धर्मी, ना मैं अधर्मी. Whatever is done from this upadhis, body, mind, and intellect. Upadhis. I am not that. I am not this sense organs. I am other than that. I am not attached. I am the or mukta. I am other than that. So here, think I am not this. I am not this. I am not this. I am other than that. Because of that, everything is working. Because of that, everything we see, listen, or hear, or whatever we enjoy, because of that, we are enjoying everything. So, I am that. I am that. So, don't keep on searching for Him in different places, in different, in your Kriya Karma, all that He says, I am not that. I am other than that. In that same way, Kabir Das ji is trying to make people understand that blind following is not right. That is his main purpose. Even though you have learned Upanishad, okay, good, you have learned meaning of Upanishad. What Upanishad says, Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi, or I am not this body. But you are getting attached to body and you are fighting with each other. I am great, you are great, isn't it? Akandanaji in one place he says there was a big gathering of people who have studied Upanishads and Advaita people, and different mata people will come, no Swamis and all. And there they are telling that my stage will be higher than others. Other Swamis, mata Swamis stage will be lower, mine higher. But then what you have understood? Looking at that only, he is making fun, fun of everything. You have, because you have not understood the truth. When the Upanishad says there is only one thing, that pure consciousness everywhere, and you are that, and all this is bhasa matra, we say, only appearance. It is only illusion. It appears in different forms, but forms are not you. You are other than that forms. That is what the purpose of studying Upanishad. But after learning our things, we make this and that. That is how one more blockage to know mental impurities, plus because of that ego, me and mine. So if you have understood properly, then there is no question of ego. Or unless you give up your ego, you will not get the guru. Saradije Sadguru mile. He says, Saradije Sadguru mile to hi sasta jan. Guru Anant hai. He is Ananta, means he is Bhagwan only. So he is showing your way to Bhagwan. So if you want to get that type of Guru, you have to give up your ego. So while praising Guru, he says, Guru Amrita ki Kan. Guru is a treasure house of nectar. So if you are getting Guru, if you do Koti Pranam is also, it is less. So if you are not able to understand by yourself, then go to Guru. Satguru ki charan. Jao. You understand something. This is only, ye to do din ki zindagani. Okay. This life is only 2 days. So you make best use of it. That is what he is trying to say, trying to convince. He has got both Muslim and Hindu shishyas. Both were there. He was born to make them remove that misunderstanding and make them one. And as long as he was living, they were all together and they are coming to his ashram and everything. Now so also this big ashram is there. But once he drops his body, again they start fighting. Once he drops his body, according to the story, it seems there is a fighting between Hindu devotees and Muslim devotees. They say, according to our customers, we have to make the Antya Samskara of that body. Hindu says, no, he is ours and he's ours. And afterwards, they went to and removed the clothes on his body. There's only heap of flowers, it seems. Body was not there. According to story, it is said like that. That is what, how much ever Bhagwan comes in the form of any type of avatar and different type of saints and gurus, they will try to make us convinced that don't fight. There is nothing. You have to do this. How much is simplest way? Also, they try to see, try to convince. But Again, we are the same. As long as they are there, as long as Gurudev was there, and then now I am great, I am great. That is that ego. Sardi je Sadguru mile. Unless you give up your ego, you will not get Bhagavan. Unless you give up your ego, you will not get Guru. Unless you give up your ego in love also. Because of that ego only there is fighting, isn't it? The only main thing is that you give up your ego. That is what is teaching. That is what I understood from that. Only one consciousness. You simply understand that that is you, that is in you, or you can say Bhagwan is in you. Don't go on searching him here and there. Okay. I hope I tried to convince some few teachings of Kabir Das ji. And regarding Guru also, this number of dohas are there. There's no number, many numbers. Some only can be recorded and written regarding the prema bhakti also. Kabira byahi chale ek purush avinashi. In that also he says, I am going to marry in that. He is a Sufi saint. The Sufi type of saints, they say Bhagwan is a beloved. Lover and loved one. That is the relationship. They say, I'm going to marry a person who is Avinash. That type. There also he comes to that point. यह कबीर हम ब्याही चले एक पुरुष अविनाशी. Like in Kannada, Akka Mahadevi also says, no, I'm going to marry a person who is deathless. Avinashi. Same. So we'll conclude here. If there is anyone want to ask something, I hope I made you understand.
It was very nice. Thank you, Amma. Yeah, it was good.
I made you confusion.
No, it was nice. I'm sure everyone liked the talk. Anyone has questions? Amma has said she has only 10 more minutes, really. So you want to log out by another 10 minutes, you said, right? So if anyone has questions, you're welcome to send it. Sorry, Sindhura, I'm talking instead of you, I guess. Just give me a minute. I'll finish saying this and you can continue on, Sindhura. Yeah, so if anyone has questions, please just kind of send it to me in an email or something, or sorry, in WhatsApp. I will pass it on to Amma and make sure you get the answer, and we'll put it up on the YouTube channel anyway, Chinmaya Arpan. So all the entire recording and the talk, everything will be there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, any questions anyone has, or we'll conclude? I just had a question though. So Amar, he wasn't a literate. So I mean, was it his bhaktas who kind of all his songs and all that, they kind of wrote it down later on or something, is it? So
no, he used to listen to his guru, no? From that, he knows stories on Rama and everything.
No, but he didn't write any of his songs down. So they were written down later on.
He didn't write
any of the dohas and all that. Yeah.
So there is no connection between literacy and the self-knowledge.
Correct. Okay.
He was just singing. Whoever listened, no, they have written.
They have written.
Recently, Maharashtra, there was one, say, Nisargadatta Maharaj. He was also illiterate. And I am that book. Correct. That is only conversation between him and some foreigner that has been written like that.
Yeah. Sindhura, over to you.
Yes, Devi. So I think there is no questions. I request you to put it in the chat box.
No, send it to me. We'll be ending the call, no? So I may not be able to note it down. They can send it to me by on WhatsApp.
Yeah, one small doubt, Kashikananda, I have got while explaining. I can understand that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, but I am other than that. When you say I am other than that, I presume that there is a Purusha, Atma with that. When you do the karmas in the present cycle, we say it's Agami karma. To do that Agami karma without Atma, other than Purusha within the body, which making us to work the body, is the part. Body is working because of that Atma, right? So now what is my doubt is, when the Atma, because of the body, if the Atma is not there, body would not have done any karmas, right? So because of the Atma only, all the karmas have done, either bad or good karma. That will be transferred into Sanchita karma, and in next Janma, next body, all this Sanchita karma or Prarabdha karma. So I just got a doubt whether these karmas are going along with the Atma or Susma Sharira or whatever you say, or it is a separate issue, because Atma is everywhere. It may not be same. So body only carries this. That is what my question. If I am wrong, you can correct me, or if you can answer me, you can answer later on. Thank you, Kashikanandji.
Yeah. No, it is only Sukshma Sharira that has got this Prarabdha and all. Only Sukshma Sharira goes to one body to another body. But that Atma is other than that. That Sukshma Sharira, we call it reflected consciousness. One consciousness is there, one reflected consciousness. When reflected consciousness, we give the example like there is a bucket. In that bucket, the sun's rays are there. Then there's a reflection also. The body, the bucket, the water is like Sukshma Sharira. Once the water is gone, then there's a reflection. That way, once that we go beyond that, as long as there in body level, there is all karma, agami, everything is there. Once we go beyond, I am not that and I am the pure consciousness, with our identification with the reflected consciousness goes away, then there is no body or nothing. Like that is how this Ramana Maharshi or that all that says, when they look at also, they know that nothing is happening. When, because of we are in this level, we think that, oh, this is happening, that is happening, and everything. That is how it is. So with a lot of sadhana and all, we have to understand that we are not this. That is what they have experienced it, and they are speaking out of experience. So we have to follow their instructions and do sadhana to know that. So that reflected consciousness, like body is doing, but that like Gurudev always says, that electricity or gas in the car is not the responsible for the accident of the car. It is the person who is driving. He is responsible. So in that way, the gas in the car is like pure consciousness everywhere, or electricity. Electricity is everywhere and working in different instruments in different ways. If there is a short circuit, there's some problem with the mechanism there, not the electricity. It is not the problem of the electricity. We have to understand that we are not this.
Okay, Kashikanandji. Yeah, I understood that. Now, the Sukshma Sharira is, Atma is there in that, or only body with the Panchabhutas?
No, Sukshma Sharira is there. I said no, simple example of like Sukshma Sharira is like reflected consciousness, that pure, not pure consciousness.
Okay. So that is nothing but it's separate.
It's a
Okay,
reflection.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
So yeah, Sindhura, go on. Any other questions, please do send it across to me.
Thank you, Amma, for the wonderful pravachan. It has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful webinar. And on behalf of everyone, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Swamini Amma for accompanying us today. Your thoughts have always inspired us, Amma.
Sindhura, have you understood something, whatever I have told now?
Yes, sir. Yes, Amma. I also have Kabir ke Dohe in my syllabus, so I understood.
Okay.
The webinar turned out very well by the grace of Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda ji and by the support and coordination of all of us. I thank you for attending the wonderful webinar. I would now request Sharanya and Srikaran to do the closing prayers.
Hari Om, Mama.
Hari Om,
Hari
Amma.
Om.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यां परिपालयन्त्यां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषां गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथ्वी शस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणा सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम
Thank you, Srikaran and Sharanya. Thank you, Amma, for accompanying us today. Thank you, everyone, for attending this webinar.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you
Hari
everyone.
Om. Very nicely, clearly explained. So there are no doubts at all, but only to know is different. Experiencing is a big task.
Yes.
Hari Om, Amma.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Vishwaditya,
Om.
you'll stay back on the call. I think everyone else is logging out.
Thank you,
Hari?
Amma. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Yeah.
Hari Om. Thank you, Ma.
Hari Om.
I'll end the call, I guess.